Yes, good evening. We're back with a Celtic Unrestricted View. And it's your hostess for a mostest, Big JP. Joining me tonight in this very good episode is my good man Andy Gray. Fell out with the razor again, but he seems it. And my good man Alan. Good to see you guys. I hope you are really well. How are we? I'll start with you, Alan. How are you, big man?
Fantastic. 3 points at the weekend. Hope you had a great holiday, my man. Aye, ready to rock and roll, top of the league. Just stay there. Next 36 games, happy days.
It's that easy, isn't it, Andy boy? And it's that easy, just as Alan says. Only 36 games to go to stay there. Unbelievable. By the way, I wish it was that easy all the time. But hope you're well, mate. It's good to see your big, smiling, gorgeous face again, man. I've missed you.
Well, let's be fair, mate. I don't think the Razors miss me, but it looks it. It's clammy these days, mate. So I need to keep my appearance up. You know what I mean? It's getting that warm now. I need to hide my spots and that. So, but no, good to get you back, mate. Hopefully you had a good wee holiday as well, mate. So, oops, it is it. There we go. Nearly fell. No, but like Alan says here, mate. Overall, obviously there's a few talking points in the weekend, but momentum, hard victory. Aberdeen done well, mate. So all in all, good to get the victory. And let's be fair, I know we'll probably get some negativity on group chats and on this as well and other stuff. But overall, mate, 3 points a bit petody, carry them on, mate, and hopefully you have a bit of suntan as well, mate. But it looks like your holiday.
Yes, I did. I enjoyed myself. I'm a wee bit recharged now and ready to go again for the next set period that we've got for the podcast, mate, coming up. Good evening, everybody that's joining us also. I hope you have all had a lovely weekend. Hope you enjoyed the victory, as the boys were chatting about there, in terms of us getting another 3 points on the road. A couple of people joining us tonight. We've got Anne Jem on the YouTube. Evening, folks. Hope everyone is well, including yourself, Anne Jem. Hope you're very well. We have got Jerry H. Jerry's joining us all the way from sunny... somewhere. He's always in sunny somewhere. I don't know whereabouts he is now.
Oh, it was America, wasn't it? Mind, it was the time zone.
He is America, aye. We'd actually just label him Razorlight. We'll remember that because they sing that song America. So we'll just say there's big Razorlight. There he's here. Hail to yourself, Jerry. Good evening, mate. Joseph Agnew joining us as well, mate. Good evening, Joseph. Hail, Ryan, JP, Alan. Hope you enjoyed your holiday. I did, Joseph. Yeah, it was. Waited a long time for it. Having to sit here and put up with Ryan and Alan for a long time, boys, before you get a break's monotonous. But no, it's good to be back, guys. And Plunge is joining us also, and he says, "Welcome back, JP. God, you were missed. What the hell were you two up to while I was away? Seriously."
The double, he's missing the double denim shows.
My God, man, is that how YouTube nearly never let me log in tonight? Is that what's going on? We nearly get shut down because of you.
Aye. Oh, wait, well.
Neil Porter joining us tonight as well. He says, "All right, JP, you down stealing my top?" I was, mate. You shouldn't have left it lying in the washing line. It's been lying there for a couple of days, mate. The weather has been nice and dry, and I just thought I'd grab a hoodie for the night's episode. I'll get back tomorrow, mate. Don't worry. But as I said, I hope everyone is well. Well, it is the Monday Huddle, folks. And Alan, I'm going to come to yourself just to kick us off. As you mentioned, mate, Celtic with another 3 points. Fantastic 3 points. A very early stage of the season. But before I come to the result and the team's performance, I want to just highlight that pathetic time for a kick-off, mate. You're asking fans to travel up to Aberdeen for Glasgow and be there for a 12 o'clock kick-off. Now, I don't know about you, mate, but I find that absolutely shocking.
It's not ideal for the fans, especially with that kind of journey ahead of them. It's just, obviously, it's Neil Doncaster that's at hell that's kind of sorting out the Sky deal for SFA or SPFL, whatever it is. But
you've got Ryan twitching there just as soon as you said his name. Look, he's twitching. He's ready to go for it.
But at the minute, maybe with the next deal, we might have a bit of leverage. But at the minute, we're kind of just taking whatever we're good on behalf of Sky. But you see the likes of deals coming out with kind of Amazon Prime and the Zone with different sports deals and that. Maybe with these other companies, these streaming companies coming out, that can give us wee bit of leverage to say, no, we've got certain stipulations that we want to put in the deal that stops these kind of kick-off times from happening. But at the minute, the kind of Scottish football are just saying we need the money, especially for the kind of the lower side of the league clubs. So they're willing to kind of accept any proposals that are put forward, just as long as the lower teams are kind of paid for that. So hopefully in time we'll be at a better starting off point that we can kind of haggle for better conditions, better money, and progression of kind of Scottish football. So hopefully we can get onto that in future.
And you answered that there, like Nicola Sturgeon was reading a memo for the COVID part, but I want your honest opinion. What's your opinion? Not a politician, he don't you?
Well, it's, it's rotten. Getting up at that time in the morning, it's rotten. But you need to look behind that for a different answer, don't you? That's the only answer you can get. That we're taking whatever we can get. As we spoke about last week, Ryan, as well. We're in a tiny pond as a big club, and while we're in that tiny pond, we can't make any demands to any kind of TV stations, any kind of streaming networks at present. So we need to kind of build the brand and kind of get in a position that we can make demands. But at the minute, we are just a tiny league, and we need to start making progression with that. But as I said before, it's definitely no ideal. As far away from ideal as possible that you're getting up. If you're travelling away to Aberdeen, that you're leaving 7, 8 o'clock in the morning to get up there for a 12 o'clock kickoff.
Yeah, to be fair with you, mate, I just find it absolutely astonishing that the way I feel as if they just shaft us time and time again to suit the English football agenda. And it's been said before. I've even spoke about, I've spoke to this about Barry Barron and stuff, and he's playing down there at the moment with Sheffield Wednesday. But I've said to him, it's as if we're just a distant thought. A backwater league that Sky are just throwing, we'll get that game a day, or we'll get that game a day, and we'll get them this time, and we'll get them that time. There's not really any deep thought and consideration given for any of the fans, in my opinion, Alan. Ryan, I'll come to you with that, mate, and then we'll get into the juicy stuff, the stuff we love really chatting about. Obviously, double denim and that. I'm not talking about Celtic. We'll go to Celtic later on. We're here for an hour, so we'll get through it. Don't worry. But the kick-off time's a shambles, mate. Something needs to be done about it, Ryan.
It's a joke, mate. I'm not going to mince my words, mate. It's an absolute disgrace. I don't know why it can't be a 2 o'clock kick-off or a 1:30 kick-off, 2:30, whatever. I don't know why we've got to be. I do agree with what Alan says. We are a small fish in a large pond, and everything's put to the back burner. But why not make it where all the football is suited to the clubs and the fans?
Yep.
Even for the Celtic players, we don't know if they travel up every Friday or do they go in the morning. We don't know. And normally they go on a Friday, but if they were to travel on a Saturday morning, that's even worse. If something popped up the Friday, they couldn't travel or whatever. And what happens if for the fans that there's road issues, train issues? There's no gaps in between to go and maybe waste a bit of time to go and get the next train, and it's crazy, mate. And I do believe it we are put to the back burner. But if it's TNT, if it was BET, if it's HATATE, if it's Sky Sports now,
Yeah,
we're just the back burner. Like, it's only Scottish football. It's only Celtic and Aberdeen. Who cares? But let's even at half time they changed it to the Brentford and Hindman game, Spurs game. I don't want to watch Spurs and Brentford. I'm watching Celtic. I'm not want to watch Spurs and Brentford. And a lot of people in Scotland don't want to watch Spurs and Brentford. Even the more closer water. I can't tell you watching Celtic and Aberdeen. So no, it's got to suit the fans, mate. The fans are getting absolutely robbed left, right, centre. Ticket prices, Sky Sports, everything, mate, and it's got to change, and it's not going to change unless the SFA have a backbone and go to say to these teams, no, we want this, I know we've not got the big fish like Alan says to go on demand, but at least put something towards it. Listen, we want better because let's be fair, see the Glasgow Derby games, no matter what anybody says, English fans watch it, Welsh fans watch it, everybody watches these games. They might say they don't, but they do. It's a massive worldwide game. Australia, New Zealand, everybody watches these games, even if Celtic were flying or Rangers were flying, whoever's flying at the time, they still watch it because these games are massive games. And like I says, mate, I don't want to spend too much on it because it is an absolute joke, and you can sit for about 3 hours talking about it. What we could do, the SPFL TV, well, we decide what the kick-off time is, we decide the prices, we decide whatever. So, but like I says, mate, until the SPFL have got a bit of buzz about them, I don't think it's going to change, mate.
Going to stop saying buzz.
All the buzz.
Good buzz, I know.
Aye, but just as I remember there as well, we were kind of taking it on a broad basis there as English football, but as I can remember rightly, I think Saturday there, was it Coventry and Middlesbrough, which is probably a more a travel than it is for us to Aberdeen. And they were at 12 o'clock on Saturday. So I would kind of narrow that down that it's the English Premier League, it's the top league. But even the other clubs within like the Championship, League One, League Two, they're the same kind of boat as us. And a lot of the times where you'll maybe have Plymouth against kind of Fleetwood, that's just off the top of my head, but they've got kind of 2 or 3 times the distance that we've got to travel as well. So it's the English Premier League that are getting kind of put on a pedestal, and they're getting every single thing that they want. So it's across the board, all the rest of them, including ourselves, we're having to put up with kind of obscure times and times like 5:15, with the mob across the city last week, 5:15 on a Saturday night as well. So it's something that needs to be sorted out in the long run. So hopefully we can get something sorted with that.
Yeah, here's hoping we can get that ironed out a wee bit, because I think, like I said earlier, I think it's a wee bit of shambles asking people to travel at that time in the morning, especially guys that like a beer or a wee glass of sherry or a wee bottle of bucky.
Baby Sham.
Baby Sham, whatever. Aye, whatever tickles your tonsils at that time in the morning, biggin. Know what I mean? But no, on to some of the juicy stuff. I see one of the comments earlier on there, Kevin Ferrier made it, and I'll go back and see if I can find it. And he says that here we go, the double denim does okay, JP. So obviously earlier on, I mentioned about double denim before I said I was going to speak about Celtic. How did it go last week, boys?
Double denim?
Oh, well, I'm seeing here that you done well while I was away, Ryan. Kevin's decided to mention that for us tonight as well. See, Ryan done well when you were away.
Thanks a lot, Kevin. That's a highlight of my day, mate. I appreciate that. That's the nicest thing I've heard of.
I just wish it was Norrie. That say that. Thank you, Norrie.
Smooth as butter it was. Well, Ryan, smooth as butter.
Tune in at 10:30 and you'll see the highlights then.
Aye, so right, Alan, I'll come to you. Nice and juicy, mate. Start us off. Celtic, 3 goals again, mate. Away from home against Aberdeen. People moaning about this, people moaning about that, people saying this isn't right and that's not right and it's not Ryan's Postecoglou way, and to me the rest of it's just all nonsense. We've scored 7 goals in 2 games, people are still moaning. Am I being too blasé about the rest, or am I trying to just put a positive spin on it? What am I doing?
You'll be positive. I'd be somewhere in the middle there. There's definitely positives the way we're playing, and then there was, I think everybody was there to be seen, there was negatives as well. Some of the football that we're trying to play, the quick passing and all that, if we can implement that, if the players can implement the way that Rodgers wants to play, then I can see very positively going forward. but there was some negatives when you look at. Well, I don't know what's happened to Greg Taylor. What honestly was one of the best players we had the last 2 years, especially last year. And
Don't say it, yeah, it's
watching the
blasphemy
guy.
on here now, by the way. You're not allowed to say that because he'll be raging if you say
Well,
something like
well, it needs to be said. As I say, it's been happening the last few
that.
weeks,
Absolutely.
and we've not really mentioned it. But I think watching that game at the weekend there, you're like, where is he? Where's Greg Taylor that we seen last year? Because it was pretty shocking. And I don't know if it's a change of play, change of manager, or what it is, but if we get to Champions League games like that, then I've got serious concerns with a couple of the players if we get to Champions League games like that. But me and Ryan had the discussion last week about Tumble or HATATE, and Tumble was fantastic the first game against Ross County, obviously with the 2 goals and the assists. But I felt as if that game at the weekend kind of got away from him a bit. It was just with the Aberdeen players kind of coming into tackles, pressing constantly. It was just there was a few misplaced passes, and I felt as if the overall midfield improved when Hatate come on for that period. But there's definitely positives. I've not seen like Matt Riley was absolutely fantastic. The last couple
Mhm.
of games, I think he's been phenomenal. Kyogo's movement, Maida's movement, maybe no he's finishing, but there's definitely positives. And the more that the Brendan gets to work with these players in the training ground, the more that they get used to the type of football that he wants us to play, then it's just we're just going to get better and better and progress. So this is kind of baby steps at the minute, but there's definitely signs there that it's going to get a hell of a lot better and there's going to be progression going forward. So overall, maybe you're being ultra positive, JP, but I'm positive overall with the way that things are going forward. Uh, Hopefully, next couple of weeks we'll speak about it probably later. But we need some new faces and that will challenge for that starting 11. But it's overall positive. 6 points. Just say 7 goals scored. Most of the football looking pretty decent. So overall happy with the two performances, and especially the kind of 6 points on the board.
I think basically, Alan, I'm just trying not to overthink it and get a post-mortem straight away, mate. I'm trying to let Brendan Rodgers set in as a manager and, set the team
Yeah.
up and, them getting used to his ways and getting used to playing a kind of different style. Aye, okay, there'll be spells where it'll be gung-ho, but it's meant to keep the ball and tire out the other team under Brendan. Whereas with Ange, it was just a kind of 3D gung-ho, here we go, and let's just kill them. You know what I mean? But Brendan's a wee bit more tactically astute there in terms of the way he sets his teams up and stuff. But listen, I get everybody's thoughts, and I've read that a lot of comments the last day and a half on social media, and I think some people just get a bit too carried away and a bit hysterical just with certain aspects. That's why I invited Ryan on tonight. He wasn't actually going to come on tonight. I wanted him on tonight because he was a wee bit hysterical yesterday when Greg Taylor gave a ball away about 20 times. But we'll get to that. Don't worry. I can see him chomping in a bit. I'll let him come in a minute and I'm away to make Wayne's bed and make a tea and do the dishes or something. Let him take over. But no, I think personally, just for me, I think there's still a bit of bedding in with the team in terms of trying to learn Brendan's way, and I'm trying to be positive, Alan, as well, because we've took 6 points out of six. We've conceded 3 goals, but we've scored 7. So listen, I've said before, I've had conversations with my dad about this. Like, I'd settle for 1-0 all season long. 1-0 wins you titles, wins you leagues, wins you trophies. You keep winning 1-0, you win things at the end of that. Aye, it might not be pretty every week, but I don't need it to be pretty every week. See, and I don't know about anybody else on here, or anybody watching us, or anybody listening in. I want to win. I don't care about how you win it, as long as you win. The most important thing is, see, we're used to, obviously we're Celtic, we're used to playing in a certain style, we're used to playing in a certain way. The Celtic way is it's been well renowned for years. I think personally, when Celtic don't play like that, there's a lot of, like I say, there's a lot of fans just become hysterical. All of a sudden there's a crisis, or players want away, or guys on the hit it, or but there's guys taking a doing that have been really successful for the club over the last couple of years. They've gave us a lot of nice memories, and and they're getting an absolute battering. Like, look at your Tony Ralstons, your Stephen Welsh's, James Forrest, Greg Taylor. There's big sections of your support that just constantly, these are these guys' scapegoats. And it doesn't matter if Greg Taylor get Player of the Year last year. It doesn't matter if he gets Man of the Match yesterday. Or I know he never got it yesterday, but I'm using that as an example. It just doesn't matter. These guys can't see the success for the dislike for the certain individuals. Now, I get everybody's cup of tea, and that's fair enough. But there's certainly more positives with this team than there is negatives at the moment. I think personally we're still a bit light in terms of squad depth. I think we need a wee bit of strength, a wee bit of. When you look at some of the makeup of the team, I think we're a wee bit lightweight in certain areas. Greg Taylor's position is probably one of them. He's going to come up against big athletic boys that are a lot taller, a lot bigger than him. He's not strong enough to push these guys off the ball. Or, Brendan's now asking him to defend. So he's playing a different style completely to what he was accustomed to under Ange. Under Ange, he was getting on the ball, picking up the ball in certain pockets, and then firing the ball out like a playmaker. Whether it be going wide, and he was picking up different positions, whether he was coming inside or going wide or going high. He's not able to do that now. Yesterday, it was the last 15 minutes before he was even across the halfway line properly. So there's a tactical change there. But when you're asking Greg Taylor, and this is just my opinion, the last couple of games I'm watching him, to sort of defend, he's kind of been left isolated a couple of times now with the guys he's been up against. And that's an issue. That's a problem because, again, like you say, Alan, you get to the Champions League, mate. You're coming up against better than guys in the boy Morris that played against them yesterday, mate. No. You've got boys in Alta and Kunku, boys like Mudryk. These guys can't get a game for Chelsea. But they shine in teams like Shakhtar Donetsk and Leipzig. And, I know the boy in Kunku's out injured, but again, that was just a small example as to some of these big teams, these decent teams, squad players, would probably walk into your team. That's how good these teams are. That's why they're elite and that's why they play in these competitions year in and year out. Obviously, I'll bring you in on that, Ryan, in terms of the Celtic squad itself, mate. Again, I thought David Turnbull, I thought he struggled with the Aberdeen press yesterday. I really did. I thought he was picking up the ball and then his release just wasn't there. He was being forced back all the time. But again, guys, aside from the negativity side, I thought it was a great game of football. I really, really did. I thought it was dead end to end. But see, it was like a basketball game. 1 minute they were up there, next minute they were up there. And I liked that, the fact that Aberdeen came out and had a go at us. Because I hate teams that sit in and just want, they're just like that. Give Celtic a ball and let Celtic try and break us down. Like, do your best and try and nullify the score. I want teams to have a go at us. I really do. But again, Ryan, obviously, well, I probably daft quite. I know your thoughts already. But maybe the listeners don't know your thoughts. So allow me just to take these off before you start, mate.
No,
kidding, mate.
I'll go on the positives, mate. All the positives first that I feel anyway. Totally get.
Right. Somebody phone a doctor. Somebody phone it.
The positives, mate, you've went a decent, in my opinion, Ross County last season were a poor team, right? Nearly relegated. For me, you can see 2 goals at Parkhead wasn't good enough, but you scored 4 goals. The first game of the season is all about winning. You just need to get 3 points on the board, and then you kind of kick off. The game yesterday, Aberdeen, improved team, first season, full command for Robson. some decent players for Aberdeen, and they've improved. And it's a hard away day. Aberdeen made it hard for us. They tried to take the game to us, and me and Alan did say that we did feel Aberdeen would come out of traps, and they did. But I thought we started well. First 5-10 minutes, I thought we started well. And then it kind of wimbled away a bit in the first half. But the positives, mate, is 6 points. You've won the 2 games. Don't need to forget, anybody who listens here or anybody on social media, whatever, forget Ange Postecoglou, forget Ange ball. It's not happening. Me and JP, before Alan came on here, we've said it all through pre-season, and me and Alan spoke about it. We're not going to get Ange ball again.
What we got now? What we calling it now?
Going to be me and JP have spoke about it. I think I said to Alan as well last week as well.
Rodgers ball.
It's going to be more Rodgers ball. It's going to be more possession based, but it's still going to be counter-attacking intensity. But it's going to be more possession based. The players will get more touches of the ball. You can see it. Joe Hart, it's kind of reverting back to his first spell. He's trying to play it to Ralston. They're trying to play it inside. They're trying to play it wide. They're trying to play it forward. They're trying to build for the back, and that's going to be a sequence. He's going to try it and try it and try it because he done it the first time. And Joe Hart's trying to play for the back, and so forget Ange ball. We're still going to play nice, tappy football and intensity, but it's Brendan ball and it's possession based, but it's high intensity possession based, and it's going to take time. As much as I'm getting frustrated, we're all getting frustrated how it's no looking good to know. But you're 2 games in, you're 6 points. You've still got 2 weeks of the window left to go and improve. The players are going to start gelling eventually. The football's going to start gelling. O'Reilly's looking a very good talent this season again. I think he's going to be a major player for us. Rocky at centre-back looks a belter. Some of the comments about him not being able to run back and stuff like that. I think he lost 1 duel out the full game. In my opinion, he was brilliant. The full game, he was tackling, he was covering. So on that, mate, I thought it was good. I thought Yang was very good when he came on. The home looks a belter. So overall, mate, the positives are you're 6 points, top of the league, and you're going to the cup game next week. Kind of obviously a few injuries, but you're on a high, and it's going to be more progression next week. But I don't want to be too negative, mate. But I'm probably going to sound like a negative Nancy today, mate. But we need to strengthen that squad, and it's clear as day, mate. I'm not what I say that the wins are covering the cracks, because there's no cracks, but it's covering the fact that we do need to strengthen big time, mate, and there's no arguing about that. I know people are going to maybe say I'm hounding Greg Taylor, but Greg Taylor is not good enough for Celtic anymore, in my opinion. He's a left back first choice, especially Europe. I think we're going to get absolutely roasted. So I'm not going to miss the words, mate. I'm just going to tell you my feelings, and I've kind of looked back at the Aberdeen game a bit more closely, and I looked at the highlights, and he's too weak now, mate. We need somebody stronger at left back. Number 2 in Scotland, I think we'll be fine with him, but for European football, mate, we need to be better. I know you're saying about him. Maybe he was isolated. I'm just going to maybe say what I think you're meaning, you know what I say it, but the thing is, mate, I just don't think he can defend in this system anymore. He's getting asked now to defend. He's not getting asked to come in and play. The inverted vote, he's been asked to actually defend, and I don't think now, like you says, mate, and I'm going to say as well, a really good, tricky technical winger. I think he beats him, and I think he's going to struggle. And last season, I know this is people are going to think, aye, but you praised him last season, aye, and quite rightly so. He was good last year, and he improved, and he probably was just about to play the year. I know that sounds daft for a few months for now saying we're not good enough, but things change. You need to improve every season. Just because Greg Taylor's been good for us doesn't mean that you've got to stick with Greg Taylor. It's the same with Cal McGregor. See if he started that down in form, well, maybe he's got to get changed. Kyogo, if he dips in form, maybe we need to change. We can't sit and stay still. We need to improve every season. We need to be stronger at every window. And the left back situation 100% needs to get looked at. I'm the same as you, mate, middle of the park, JP. Obviously, we're going to sit here and swear and stuff like that, but we're far too nice, man. We're too nice. We've not got I seen Neil Lennon speaking about it on PSL Soccer. We've not got a Wanyama type enforcer, a big bruiser who can play football. I know football's changed since Neil Lennon's a manager in his first spell. get a Wanyama type player, you need to spend a bit of money, I would say. To come.
Ryan, I don't know, we've not obviously seen him, but we don't know if the boy Con's going to fit the bill for us.
Aye, no, that's a good shout, aye. No, I know. I did like him in the Wolves game. I did say that to you.
Yeah.
Game against Bilbao, I think it's just nerves, trying too hard, but I do feel we need a bit of proven experience, a bit of willpower, but strength and power in the middle of the park. Just all other part, mate. I think we're too nice. But I think we need
You're not getting any better. You're not getting any better than Kyogo. I'm not buying that. I know. But that's the one I'm going to say to now. You're not going to. I know you're thinking about signing. You're not getting any better than him.
We're probably going to get a striker better than Kyogo right now, mate. No, for our budget and our what we are.
His finish, his movement, his finish yesterday was just frightening.
That's having I just think certain areas, mate, we need to strengthen because. Put it this way, if we don't do it, I've praised the board to the hilt and I'll continue to praise them until something happens that we need to maybe pick the bones about. If we do not, the boy Yan
Greg Taylor's getting the captaincy.
the boy Yan could be a belter, right? Could be a belter.
Still got that bleach, Andy?
I've still got to bleach. Back for it off the end show.
24 bag of Chris.
The boy Yan could be a belter, right? It could be a brilliant, it could be the next Neymar, the next Messi or whatever, right? It could be amazing. But we cannot sell Jota for over £20 million and replace him for a £1 to £2 million player for career. It's not going to wash with me. It's not going to wash with a lot of fans, mate. It just screams biscuit tin to me. We need to replace Jota with a bit of proven. I know Jota wasn't proven experience when he came, but we need to do it now. We've got the finances to go and blow that mob out the water with a bit of quality, and we've got the finances to at least help us in Europe. I know Jota was here and we didn't do well in terms of the points wise, but you'll do better with a bit of help. And if we don't replace Jota, mate, it's not good enough. It's not good enough. I know they're trying behind the scenes. I know they'll be trying and they're trying to get the right player for the right money and the wages to suit the club. But I think me personally, I think a lot of fans will be the same, mate. If we do not replace Jota, it's criminal. It's absolutely criminal that a club like Celtic can bring in that money and not replace that quality. But maybe I'm too negative, mate. But I think we do need certain areas need to be strengthened. But overall, by the end of the window, I'm confident there'll be money spent. I'm confident that we'll come out stronger, and I'm confident by we play them in the third that we'll be just about ready to go. Because I don't think Rodgers will be happy with just sticking with what we are now. So I think just. Maybe I'm too negative, JP, but just see how the next few days go in terms of the transfer window, and then I'll value it fully at the end of the window. But I do think we need to strengthen, mate. If we don't replace Jota, it's not going to wash me personally, mate.
Oh my God, Alan, I was looking forward to coming back on a night in Avies.
Oh.
But,
don't want to be negative, mate. There's a lot of positives.
No, listen. I've spoke to you the last 24, 40. I've spoke to you. I speak to you every day. So I know what you're meaning. People just listening to you briefly there might take that the wrong way and think you're being too negative. I know you're not, and I can see where you're coming from. I know your points of view. So you don't need to explain it to me, mate. I already know. Alan, what's your overall thoughts in terms of, obviously, results aside, what's your overall thoughts in terms of the signings, the window, what it's, the way the team's shaping up? Like, what's your aspirations of thinking the way the team should look between now and the window closing?
After the weekend, we definitely need a left back, man. Greg Taylor's forgot how to take a shy. How long was it taking them each time? See, last year, and we don't want to say underhands what you say there, but it was like rapid and quick, right? But it was so slow and pedestrian, everything about it. Joe Hart was decent at the weekend, but I don't think we can forget the kind of mistakes he made previously in the first few games. I think that's a position that we need to look to strengthen. So I personally, I'd be looking at, we need another goalkeeper, a goalkeeper of substance. We're linked, I seen earlier, with the left back for Nantes, is it 7 million supposedly? I
You
don't
don't
know
do
how
rumours
low.
on here, mate.
Like that's right. So I'm hoping that they spend a bit of money in the two positions, but I think that's spot on as
One of the
well.
links I deal with, mate, is the one's under my oatsters here. I smell lovely tonight, boys. Don't worry
Or
about
the ones in the row.
it. Aye.
My
One's in a row, aye.
But I think that's spot on as well. If we don't replace Jota with no basically a light for light, but somebody a similar ilk, somebody that can beat a man, that's got a bit of trickery, that's got something about him that could get bums off seats. I think we need somebody like that, and
Somebody
it's
double
Ryan.
denim.
Aye, that as well. Aye, a bow tie as well, maybe this time. But you need
Aye.
somebody that's you need somebody that's got
And what
to.
guy? And what guy, by the way? There he's there.
Where's the bow tie there?
There he's there.
Yeah,
He's not got a bow tie.
that's
He's, I think he's bow I think he started strip my affair before he got in the hotel. He's obviously took his Celtic shoes off there before he headed in. That was Sammy
Aye.
Jota just came out of Brazen Heat.
Aye.
Enjoy that.
Lovely, by the way.
Lovely. But we do need to bring somebody in, and I know you're not talking about like rumours and that, but I don't know if the Ryan Fraser thing's kind of getting to the stature of the ilk of Jota replacement style. I'm not saying that that's a bad signing or such, but we need you can't lose somebody for 25 million and then what the fans are kind of underwhelmed. I think that's what this transfer window could work out well. We don't know that because there's a lot of players that we've not seen a lot of. But at the minute, I think a broad basis of the fan base is the word's underwhelmed. Everybody's kind of underwhelmed that we've brought in 5 players that are maybe between a million, 2 million, apart from Mirovski, that was like 4 million. But there's nothing that's come out there that you're massively excited about. But you seen Jota before, you seen uh, even the Carter Vickers, the kind of money that was spent on these kind of guys. It fills you with a wee bit of excitement, a wee bit of hope that these guys can be that's something a wee bit special that can perform and take us to the next level. So as I say, there's a couple of weeks left of the transfer window, so we're all hoping that we can get that something that we're all a wee bit excited about that's going to happen. But I do think there will be a lot of few signings. We just need to kind of be patient and see how things happen. But as I say, the word to lose probably underwhelming how to describe the transfer activity so far.
Well, thanks very much for your overwhelming thoughts here, boys. I'm just about to go and take some paracetamol there. I've got a headache now. No, but seriously, I'm going to try and put a wee positive spin on this for all the people that are tuning in and watching us at the moment, because half of you will be greeting by now with just the last two thoughts here. Thank God I'm back, boys. I'm telling you, I'm going to rescue us now. Anyway, as I was saying, I'm not underwhelmed at all, boys. I'll tell you why. I made a comment, and I'm in a few group chats, but I'm in one with just all Celtic fans, and I've says it. I think it's very exciting so far what's happened. I think it's you've signed the best player in Norway, you signed the best player in Australia, best player in South Korea. These guys all get player of the year right before they came to Celtic, whether in their native countries. The boy Tellio, it's unfortunate we've not seen him yet. He's been injured. He obviously picked up a slight knock in his last game before he made his move. Obviously, it didn't harm his medical, so he still passed that and was able to sign for Celtic. But you look at Yang. Again, we've only seen flashes of him, but what we've saw him, he looks an absolute belter. Home looks an absolute belter. And the fact that you've only paid buttons, as you guys put it earlier, for these guys. I just think it's great recruitment, guys. I really, really do. I think that's what we're renowned for the now under this modern era in my recruitment in terms of Matt Lawwell and Joe Doonigan and boys that are working so hard behind the scenes. And I think this transfer window, I think personally, it's been all about assessment. Got to remember, guys, as well, we're in a transition period as well. A new manager's come in with a brand new way of playing, a brand new style. People are saying the team's struggling, the team's dead, but we've won 2 games out of 2 in our domestic season. We actually done okay in pre-season as well. If you look at we've been in against 2 Japanese teams that were halfway through their season, well away ahead of us in terms of the preparation. We beat one of them. So we then went and challenged a very, very competitive English Premier League side, and we drew with them over an island. We then beat a team for La Liga, who's very, very technical. Bearing in mind, this is with the same team that boys in our fan base is saying they're struggling and they're not playing well. And I can't wait to start playing well. Honestly, I know you're laughing, Ryan. If we're struggling now, I cannot wait to see these guys playing well.
I don't know who's saying we're struggling, because we're not struggling.
No, but I've read, you've seen it yourself, I've read on social media people saying guys are struggling. There was a guy on the phone in the night saying Callum McGregor's getting the ball away, so he should be dropped. This is the world you're living in.
He's allowed to have a bad game. He's allowed to have a bad game.
I don't think we've done that many levels for last year, right? But the point being, when Brendan came in, it was all about, we're going to take us up a notch. We're going to try and progress in Europe. At the minute, I don't see that progression. I'm not saying that anything's a disaster or anything's went downhill drastically. But if we want to push on that extra step, then I'd be looking for a bit more kind of input for the board. Go and push the boat out a wee bit with certain signings, because we've brought in all this money for Jota and the likes in Champions League last year, etc., etc. And see if this transfer window doesn't work out well for the players that's been brought in, then fine well what a fan base is like. The board are going to get slaughtered for that we've no backed Rodgers, that we've no put the finances in, that we could have pushed on so far in a position of strength.
Is there an argument against that though, Alan, to say that we have backed him because he's brought in 5 players for he's came in as manager?
Aye, but you know what I mean with backing. Like we sold Jota for 25 million, right? You've brought in players that I think it's totaling about £12 million for the five players, is it? Roughly 12 to 14 million pound. Now you're looking. I think as Celtic fans, we'd all be looking for at least a £6 or £7 million player to come in to replace Jota. I don't know if you guys agree with that.
No, I agree. No, I hear what you're saying, but what type of like I've had this similar conversation with other Celtic fans that I've known for years, right? Ryan included here, and Big Bev as well. What type of ilk of players are we talking about here? Because if we're talking about guys like, I've heard it being said, we need experience, we need this, we need guys like Ciro Immobiles and boys that are at that sort of peak bit of their career that, they've got plenty of experience. I'm really sorry, but these guys aren't going to come and play in Dingwall and play at the Tony Macaroni Stadium and, go down to Rugby Park to play on that half a carpet. They're just they're not going to come here. So I think our model is to sign guys, because let's face it, right? I know we had him on loan for a year, but prior to him signing, none of us had ever heard of Jota. None of us knew.
That's what me and Ryan were talking about Friday. See, doing that was my suggestion. See, doing that line of thought, like we brought in Edward for the kind of under 23s squad for PSG. It was similar with Jota, maybe even similar with Carter Vickers, that he was in that kind of place with Tottenham, even though he was loaned out. So I think that's where our value would become. We look into that market again, because players that were brought in for maybe clubs in big leagues, they're only quite making it in the first team,
Mhm.
but they're floating about the kind of the youth side, the reserve positions because that's
Yeah.
three. Edwards, you went out and pushed the boat, 9 million for him, success. Jota was floating about kind of Benfica B, loaned out. You bring him in for 6.5 million, success obviously because you've made a fortune on him.
But see the
Carl
guys
Vickers
you're
as
talking
well.
about, Alan, right? See the three guys you've mentioned. We've done the same with three of them. We've done the exact same. We've went through the same process with the three of them. We've done a try before you buy. So we've had them in
And
a year's loan before we've bought them. So already you don't mind paying that fee because you've already, in a sense, you know what you're getting. It was the same with Edward. You kind of knew the quality of Edward right away. That's why we didn't bat an eyelid and went and paid the 9 million for him. We've done the same with Carter Vickers and we've done the same with Jota. But what I'm saying is, Gordon getting these guys initially, we never knew anything about these guys. We never knew about Jota. We didn't know about Kyogo. We didn't know about Maeda. But again, we had to trust the process of the manager at the time, Big Ange, and obviously our recruitment. So what's the difference between doing that to they guys and doing it with guys like Tillio and Yang and Home and Big Quan? And I
I
don't
don't,
think there's any difference here whatsoever, in
I
my
think it speaks
opinion.
volumes as well because see when Jota and Carter Vickers come in, they went direct into the first team. Direct into the first team.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You've got Lorowski that's come in, so the one that's went direct into the first team for the 2 league games. So it's
But
no
the
just
other boys have played. The other boys have played though. It's not like they've not come in and just they've not been seen. The boy Tilly
aye,
was injured, so that's no down to his own fault. But like say Yang and Home and the boy Quan, they've had games, they've played. So it's not like they've come in and they've not been run about the first team. I'd be
aye,
more worried if they come in and weren't anywhere near it.
well, but your first 2 league games, right? Brendan's obviously going to put out his strongest squad, right? He's had the whole pre-season to work with these guys, see these guys, and if he's not putting them direct into the first team, we need first team players now. Look at my squad for last year. My first team for last year, we're missing Moy, we're missing Jota, even go further back with Starfelt at the back as well. Now the boy Lorowski looks good at the minute, but you're
But it's the
missing
same. It's
three
the same
first
team
team
that's there
players.
though. It's the
You're
exact
missing
same
three
team that's
first
there.
team players. Well,
No,
you're
no,
missing.
but you've replaced. In my opinion, this is just again. This might be crazy to know because we've only seen him a couple of times. I think Narowski's an upgrade on Starfelt already for what I saw him and what he's going to bring to the team in terms of the way Brendan wants to play. I think he's much more manageable with the ball. Starfelt always kind of had that look about him that he was going to give the ball away and that was his style. Okay, we get that. But this boy Narowski looks as if he's going to be every bit as good, if not probably better.
But
Um,
as we speak at the minute, we've no replaced the other two. We've no replaced Moy. We've no replaced Jota. Right,
but I
that
think
might
we have
come.
with Moy. I think we have with Moy with the boy home. I think it's just going to take
That
a wee
could
bit
come
of
to
time.
fruition. But at the minute, we've no. As I say, he could turn out boy wonder. He could turn out fantastic. But at the minute, we've not got somebody like Jota and Carter Vickers that go directly into that first 11. And Brendan showed that with his first two picks.
Are
He's
we
went
missing
with
Jota back with Maeda?
I think we're missing Jota big time. Personally.
Aye, with squad depth as well, because we had a bad Maida on the bench before.
We're missing his creativity. And I think we're missing his goal. I know my head is there, but for me, Jota was just about one of our better players last year.
Mm-hmm.
If not one, probably the second or third best player. He was always one of the first in the team sheet. Maeda is very good technically and going forward and what he does. Abada, still a bit raw, but his quality. But for Scotland, I'm fine. I'm not really talking about Scotland. It's the European side I'm wanting to. I think I've said to you, JP, that if the one right now, I'd still be comfortable with this squad got win the league. Even with Joe Hart goals, Taylor left back,
Yep.
even with Ralston to cover for AJ, Kyogo, if Vinod's fully fit, Home, the boy Home, I like him, right? But for Scotland, I'm fine with just about this squad. To add to it, it would help us to add to it. But for the European side, to lose experience in the football brain of Moy, to lose the quality of Jota, to not have a top number one goalkeeper, I
But
think.
my argument to that is, Ryan, we get layered with the guys you're mentioning
No,
in the Champions League last season.
I've said that to
So, in
you.
my opinion, there's no difference whatsoever. I think still, if you had Jota and you still had Moy, you're
I
always
know,
still going to be up against it going into Champions League.
but it helps you if you add to the quality. If you at least go into the Champions League a bit bit better than
Yeah.
maybe last year or improving. If we don't replace Jota to start out, I'm not saying you need to go spend £10 million, but 9 times out of 10 these days, you kind of get what you pay for. I know we paid £5 million for Barcast. I get that, right? They don't always work, but we signed Aberdeen on loan for a poor cheap deal, didn't work. What's his other name? The Japanese boy, midfielder. Gucci didn't work out, right? O's done okay so far. One, I think this guy might look good. So some of the guys were brought in for no mega money. They're all going to work out, so we can't keep going to paying 500 grand, $1 million, 2 million. I know 2 million pounds is still a bit of money, right? But no, every one of these, the Asian markets or the Australian markets, they don't all work. So we kind of, in my opinion, it's just my opinion, I think we need 2 or 3. We're not going to get 5 or 6 players, right? I get that, right? It's just, if I was just being greedy, what I would like as a fan, I think we're missing experience big time because Joe Hart, Forrest and McGregor's the only 3 proper Champions League experienced players that have done it for years.
Yeah.
We've played in it for a while, like your Vickers last year and guys like that, Kyle go last year and stuff, but proper pedigree experience and know-how of Europe, we've not got it. And I think
hard
that...
to come by, though, Ryan.
What's that?
It's so hard to come by because, again, mate, these guys aren't going to come to Scotland, I don't think.
To get these Ilka players, you've got to do your scouting properly, your recruitment properly, you've got to try and get to suit your model to agree, but in my opinion, we need to do something like an Edward, and where if it means that you need to go away from your model and spend about £9 or £10 million on somebody you know, that you've done your proper due diligence on, that I know for a fact that people need to forget about the manager, right? The manager doesn't look at the players anymore, right? Football's moved forward. They've got a recruitment staff who deal with the players and say, look, come and look at him. What do you think of him? And he'll sign it off and go, he looks good. Then I'll see him when he comes. The recruitment staff do a lot of the work now. The manager gets his final say so, but I know it's going to be hard to get a player, Edward. See an Edward now, that's hard. But I'm kind of agreeing with you as well. And I know I don't want loan players, right? I don't want them. But see if we need to go and get an Edward type or a Jota type on loan first, get them in for a year, knowing they're going to come in and play, and then maybe get them in a lesser deal for maybe an £8-7 million next season with an obligation to buy. Maybe it's something to look at. That's maybe the only time we get a player like that. But we need to, and it's just my opinion, boys, I think we need to look at getting, if it's a niche in the market or somebody that's maybe not playing top club or sitting in the fringes that can come in and play, then I think we need to look at it, because I think experience-wise, I think for European, I know we've got Rodgers, he's a top manager, he's tactically astute, I totally get it, and these players we've got are good enough to at least try and compete in Europe. But I think the experience side, I think it will catch us out personally. I think even last year with Joe Hart, he's experienced and he's rushing. What's on nothing Madrid at home, and he's wanting to rush the ball. Like, settle down.
Again, he's been asked to do that with the manager, Ryan. That was the way.
A player, I know you need to listen to the manager, but JP, you played football, Alan, yourself, probably myself. Did you listen to the manager every single thing he says to you today? No, you've got a brain as well. You need to use your brain. You need to, right, take 5 seconds here, waste a bit of time.
I'll say 1 or 2 my managers I had to, mate, otherwise I get a boot flung right in my head.
This is where we, in Europe, I think we fall apart. At the experience side, right? You look at Chelsea, your Man United, your Barcelona's Real Madrid, 2 best teams in the world, are the best at it. They waste time, they take their time, the ball boys take their time. Even, what's his name, Sergio Ramos, in the semi-finals and quarter-finals, taking his time and wasting time and getting booked for silly fouls. It's all about his football brain and know-how and experience, and I don't think we've got that, JP, and I think that's your Achilles heel. I don't think it's meant to do with the quality. It's the lack of experience that we've not got, and I know that's a lot of money to buy that, but we need to try and get it somehow, because we can't keep buying guys for Korea and guys for New Zealand or guys for these smaller countries, because they're coming to these big nights and going, wow. Some of them will be like, oof. But some of them...
Ryan, is they're talented boys, mate.
I know, but talent gets you a lot. but experience is valuable, mate, and we've not got a
No,
lot.
that's it, but you only get experience for playing, mate, and when these
But
boys get to
overall,
play these games.
I get the negativity for me in terms of sports, no really Scotland. It's a European side. And I'm not expecting us to go and spend £15 million on a player. But I'm kind of agreeing with Alan, and I think a lot of fans will be the same. If we do, I know the Swedish boys 3 million, Nedorski was 4, so that's £7 million, 2 centre backs. That's well done to the board, because I think the Swedish boy, I've done a bit of research on him. He looks, so they two, and Vickers, I'm happy with him at the back. And Stephen Welsh, Kobayashi, maybe Scales, right? They might need today for cover, right? They might need today. But with they free in Europe,
Must have hurted you saying that there.
did I?
Whoa!
They free on Europe. I think they'll do is right. I think that's maybe the best you might get now. But I think in the middle, out wide as well. I just think it's the experience, JP. I think we're missing the experience side. The quality, I think we've got a quality squad in terms of individuals. But I do feel there's a squad. I think we need to add to that quality. I don't want. I'm no negative in terms of the Scottish side, mate. I think that I'm not going to come out and say what we're going to do because I'll end up my podcast or something. But I think we'll do well this year with Rodgers in Scotland. I think after a few weeks, things will all take care of themselves. But I don't want us to come out the window no strong enough to go and compete. At least compete in Europe, because I don't want us to get beat 7 again and 6. And because I know we say Rodgers is tactical astute. I hope he's learned, because we went away to Barcelona's and PSG's. He went with 2 wingers, and I'm like, we're going to get on that. You can't do that at these teams because they're just going to rip apart. So I'm looking forward to Rodgers in the league. I might not sound it, but I do think we'll come out stronger, especially for Scotland. But my worry is, JP, is I don't know if we're going to actually get the signings we need for Europe, and I'm confident we'll be okay for Scotland. I think we'll get enough quality to the places for Scotland. But I know the club are working hard. I know the manager will be working hard behind the scenes to try and get us for Europe. But it's finding the right player, mate. I don't want us to go gung-ho and get somebody that's not going to fit the club and fit what we're trying to do. But I just think their Achilles heel, mate, might be we don't add enough quality and experience. I know that costs money, but I think sometimes you just need to say F-U-C-K and just actually go and get somebody that's worth a bit of money. I think it'll give me and you and Alan, mate, a bit of excitement as well, going to Europe with maybe a Jota type signing. I know we didn't make no day or not last year, but we've got him playing as well. We've got a goalkeeper in Europe now, so it's just to give the fans a bit of excitement. I think if we go into Europe, mate, with Joe Hart and goals, no replacing Jota, maybe no a bit of steel in midfield experience-wise, I'm probably going to be a bit disappointed, mate. Scotland-wise, I'm fine, but I think we need a bit of experience, mate. I think that's a massive concern for me, JP. I know the quality side knows too much, but James Forrest isn't really going to play. McGregor's going to play every week. I'm fine with him. Joe Hart, number 1 in Europe. Experienced but ability-wise now, to make out on him. I think the experience side, mate, or he's even, like me and you last year, Shakhtar and Leipzig, we kind of thought, by the way, I think we might do well against him. I mean, you were right, mate. The experience killed us. The experience, these guys are proven hard.
It didn't. We just didn't score the goals that we could be.
It did kind of kill us a wee bit, and I just want it's the European side, mate. People must think, listen to these podcasts.
See the boys, but see the boys that are there now, like O'Reilly's and that, they'll be better for that this year. Do you know what I mean? And that, again, that was a massive learning curve for the lads as well, because again, none of the boys had ever played in the Champions League before.
The European side, mate, I think if we don't add a bit of experience, mate, I think that might be something I might regret. I
think so. Obviously, we'd love to chat about this all night, and you know, it's good to have thoughts on.
Button?
What's that?
Where's the wee button?
I know. But obviously, we'll need to move on briefly, because yesterday we'd obviously a couple of wee injury fears, Alan. First of all, Cameron Carter-Vickers comes off at half-time. On comes Stephen Welsh, and I think most days I'll jump behind my couch. I'm only kidding. Listen, if Stephen Welsh is, I'm only joking, pal. Honestly, I thought you were absolutely solid in the second half. I really did. I thought he done very well. That's the last couple of times I've seen Stephen play for Celtic. He's looked a kind of more of a steady,
Reliable.
more of a tactically aware type player for us, in terms of, you know, just playing a simple ball and being aggressive in the right moments and getting his head in among things when he needs to. So I was really happy when it was a kind of, I think it was a kind of weight off everybody's mind as well when he put in that performance for us yesterday. So, and it was nice to hear Brendan's comments about him as well yesterday in terms of, you know, bigging the boy up and maybe try to give a boy a bit of confidence in terms of, you know, he's maybe not played a lot of football and I don't know if you burnt another chicken tonight, Alan. Is that trying to get out of the oven there?
Dog's gone nuts at something one day. Sorry, boys.
All right, okay.
Sorry,
No,
guys.
it's all right, mate.
Somebody want
But it's no, I just thought maybe something was trying to get out your oven there, mate. 'Cause I know you burnt the chicken for the things you were saying. Choked the chicken again.
Just the dog. No, obviously, what you were mentioning there about Carter Vickers and HATATE, we're hoping that's just a wee knock they've had. There's been no confirmation. Rogers come out and says and see
He
what
was kind of
happens.
blasé about it as well, wasn't he? He was kind of, aye.
But if they are kind of longer term issues going into the game with them across the water, then they're two big players in terms of Carl Vickers and HATATE. That could be concerning if they two miss some games, especially going into Europe. Welsh come in, done decent. As I say, Aberdeen were pressing at that time quite a lot when he come on, so I think the two centre halves at that time kind of handled themselves pretty well. We didn't concede any more goals and done quite a good job between the two of them. As I say, the two of them was like 22 now, aren't they? Welsh and Lorowski, 22, 23.
Welsh is 24 or 23.
I
I think he's maybe
still relatively young, so I think they've done pretty well considering that they've not played with each other as well. They're a centre half pair, obviously they were in training at certain points, but I think they've done pretty well considering it's kind of a new partnership as well. So,
Yep.
But at the same time, I hope Carter Vickers kind of be back. Maybe low for the cup game. I really want to throw him in against Kamala that plastic.
I don't think he'll
but,
play there. I was speaking to Ryan about that yesterday, mate. He's got that ongoing issue with his knee as well, so I would rather he missed it. I hope we've signed the big Swedish lad to give us that extra option. I mean, obviously he's going to be fit because he played 90 minutes yesterday for us as well, mate. So I agree with you, mate. I wouldn't be looking to put like CCP into Kilmarnock.
You seen the difference with HATATE. There was a couple of passes HATATE made when he come on was different gravy. Man, it was a couple of kind of cross park long passes that he was making. That I don't think there's another person on that pitch that sees these kind of passes. The guy is something a bit special. I really like HATATE. I think he's got that something above most players. I know their squad. Just that vision that you can see things that other people don't. So I'm hoping that, obviously, like all Celtic fans, I'm hoping that that's a wee knock as well. He'll be back after the cup game as well, because these two players, and Carter Vickers and HATATE, they're kind of instrumental to what we're trying to build as well. We're talking about losing players, but these are guys that are kind of first names. They should be first names in the team sheet. They've got immense quality, and we really want to see them with kind of long-term injuries, to be honest.
No, they have, but obviously HATATE's not been the first name in the team sheet the last two games, starting position. So I think under this manager, mate, this is all about standards and all about a certain way of working. And I think if you're not going to be doing that, then Brendan doesn't have any hesitation of putting a guy in ahead of you, regardless of whether you're a fan's favourite or not. So
maybe he's trying to make a point with it, and maybe the point's been taken with HATATE. I hope so. So
they are. I hope so. But there's been a couple of things about him, Ryan, the last couple of weeks, mate, about his moods and his expressions, etc. There's a wee question here on the YouTube. I'm just going to answer it just now. It's from the Pork Chop Express. What a name that is, by the way. I don't know if that's a train or a bus or whatever it may be, but Sounds like something nice you can go on if you're. Maybe Danny will be able to want to get on about that, I know, because he seems to like gammon steaks and buffies and all that. So he could get on about the Pork Chop Express and get his lunch one day for him and his family. It'd be nice. How long's Tilly out for? He's out for about another 5-6 weeks, unfortunately. So he's probably the longest casualty that we have at the moment in the squad. Touch of the wood. But yeah, and again, we don't know the extent of Cameron Carter-Vickers or Hatate's injury, so we don't know if they're going to be missing longer term. But again, Ryan, I'll give you the last wee bit, mate. Obviously, hopefully it's as short as Kyogo's goal was yesterday. I hope you don't take off with us and
No.
ends up his dogs trying to jump out the window again, mate. Know what I mean? But but what I'm saying there is just with Hatate, mate. Just obviously, I just hope it's not something that's going to be long term, mate.
Aye, no, like I says, mate, the only blessing in disguise that if it is long term, he can't leave. so
medical.
The windy, no, I'm not kidding. No, you want him back for obviously.
I'll know, but the dog gets jumping out the window. If he does, it'll be Alan next.
Yeah, I know.
If Hattie goes, I'm taking my bleach.
What bag of cans?
Chromatone UK.
Aye. Each way.
I just think there's a lot of body language experts on social media, mate. And listen, if the guy's unhappy, then I think the club will know. Rodgers will know by now. So if he's injured and it is an injury, then hopefully it's as soon as possible. I won't even risk him for next week. Forget about it on that park. Same with Vickers. If it's a hamstring injury, there's more chance of maybe him pulling his hammy than there is maybe a bit more damage to the calf. So Tati might be less strenuous, but Vickers, I don't want anybody injured, but if I was having an injury, I'd say Vickers is maybe a bigger loss. We don't fully know about the Swedish boy coming in, how good he is fully, so we can't comment. And I know Stephen Welsh maybe he's an able deputy for Scotland to come in, but we don't want a long-term injury for Vickers. So hopefully they're no injured, mate. I thought Steve injured too long, sorry. Stephen Welsh, mate, I thought done well. Again, mate, I'll praise when praise is needed. He done well. It'll give him a good bit of confidence. I'll put this one to you, mate, before we go. I thought what Rodgers says was brilliant man management, and it's a classic manager. He's doing it to help him, and just to maybe to take a bit off. Maybe he's heard of him, maybe the rumours on social media or the things that's kind of about the press about him not being good enough, or maybe he's gone. He's maybe come out saying, look, yeah, don't get angry. For me, it doesn't wash me about he's a Celtic man. I'm sorry, Brendan, but if I'm not going to me, I don't think longer term he's a man for Celtic, but I totally get what he's done, JP. He's solid enough to come in as a debut, to cover for us in Scotland. He said that to help the guy and just to basically say, listen, look, you don't know a bit behind the scenes what he does. He works hard in training and he's just unlucky that there's guys are better than him. I don't know what you feel, JP, but I want to geek out to the manager because instead of putting him under the bus or putting a player under the bus, he's come out and says, no, he'll be here. I like him. And the fact about me says 40 games, I know what he's saying. He's just saying, you might not know when I need him to play, when to cover, when to play. You don't know how long he's going to be here for. So just basically just support him. I think that's what he's trying to say, JP. I don't know how you feel, mate, but I think it's fantastic man management.
No, I totally, I'll second what you're saying there. I think it's amazing the way he's done it and the way he went about it. I think that's a modern way. You see a lot of managers now, especially up here, throwing people under buses, etc. I don't know, first bus were running out of buses a while ago when Slippy G was up here. The amount of buses that people were getting tossed under, it was a shame. The drivers were all getting home a bad way. But I just when I heard the 40 games bit, man, I just thought of you, man, because I thought your hairdo would have been like David Fernandez's. As soon as you said that, I'm like, oh, Ryan, I love that. I'm telling you, that's like your Scott Wright moment. And I just right away, as soon as I heard Brendan say, I went, Ryan's got to love that, man. I said, I'll need to screen record that and send it to you, man. Maybe I'll cheer him up today. But no, listen, you talk about man management. again, guys, I want to give Brendan a lot of credit as well. Everybody that's watching us now as well. I think we saw the tactical brain of him yesterday with subs. I thought his subs were absolutely tremendous. A massive reason as to why we actually went and get that third goal. Because if you look at it before then, the game was probably in the balance. You look at the one Clarkson misses. They had another good opportunity with the boy Podlara, Shinny's header. So we had a couple of chances yesterday that could have put severe pressure on us. And then through the game, I thought they did put pressure on us in terms of the way they pressed us. But again, I prefer that because eventually, you know, when our quality does kick in, and again, you probably look at the part being a bit longer than that as well. Yesterday, they've done that as a tactic on its own, and you know, maybe it was a bit dry. You seen down at when Celtic were shooting down the second half, the far end on the left hand side of the pitch, the ball was sticking. It wasn't going out for shies. If that grass would have been a wee bit, you know, a wee bit leaner, and the ball would have skimmed and maybe went over the line for a throw in there. So again, guys, I think the compliments here to the manager are warranted there, because I thought the subs yesterday were absolutely quality, and he used them really, really well. But again, guys, it's been really good back chatting with you again tonight. Before we go, obviously, there's a couple of wee things I want to mention. On the running bar, folks, you will probably see anybody that's tuning in to this podcast for the first time. This podcast is now sponsored by AB Entertainment. AB stands for Mr. Alec Beveridge. It's a DJ business, and they are the proud sponsors of this podcast. Mr. Alec Beveridge is the main man of this company, and they cater for every type of function you can think of. Christenings, communions, engagement parties, all the big ones, you know, all the big birthdays. I think the boys have probably had a laugh before as well. He said it himself, Bev. He caters for title-winning parties, treble parties, liquidation parties, double denim parties, championship playoff parties, Alan's dog jumping out the window parties, any kind of parties at all that you can think of, that you just need a bit of entertainment for. And anybody at all, guys, that's thinking about any functions for family, yourself, anybody looking for a DJ, please don't look any further than this man here. That's the telephone number that you can get him on, guys. He's on Facebook, Instagram, and you'll get him on WhatsApp as well. Probably the best way to get him is through WhatsApp. Give him a message, let him know what you're looking for, and he will get back to you. What I will say is it's coming into a busy time from now, a busy time of the year. Obviously, probably a lot of people on here is probably going to tune off now, but we're only kicking the backside away for Christmas, so it'll be here before we know it. We're at that stage of the year now. We're heading towards the end of August, getting into the start of September, so his diary is becoming fuller, guys. So, and the demand for him is pretty big. A lot of good compliments about him. If anybody wants to go and see any feedback for him, check out his Facebook and Instagram. He does the Howard and Johnson quite regularly. He's a regular out there, and he does quite a lot of their functions out there. And it's all positive stuff that you're seeing and you're reading. Ryan, I'm pretty sure you will echo that as well, mate. And it's just good to have Bev on board with us, mate.
He's a cracking guy, mate. But not just a cracking guy, but he's a Celtic fan. He's a cracking business, mate. He's, like I say, he's in our event recently, mate. It was brilliant. He kind of made people's nights, and he's got a good way of making people's night, mate. It's not just a DJ or a bingo call or a karaoke guy. It's a full entertainment package, and I think a lot of people, mate, we go to some parties. It's just a
yeah, he does the kind of parties as well, Kevin. Not a problem, mate. He does like buffets full of sausage moles and chicken tikka sakalas and your haji haggises and your Pope's eye steak.
The thing, we might need to make some sort of vegan option for the
There's no eggs Benedict either, but is there?
No, there's no eggs Benedict in it, lad, but you've got any new salad dressers now. Apparently they're quite nice. Some of the new corn sausage lammers as well. They're pretty good as well.
It's the Butland Buffalo wings, I know now we've got.
Butland Buffalo wings, aye. the cheesy Raskins as well. They're really nice as well. They're quite good as well. I think you can get them in halloumi now as well. So the options are all there, boys.
Alex, and like I says, obviously, me and Jai, people might say we're biased because he's sponsored the podcast, but we've seen firsthand what he does in his events, and his events are cracking. He's a brilliant guy. He makes sure people have got a good night and nobody's sitting themselves, nobody's no dancing, people are up having a good time, and a lot of good reviews about him. People who have on his Facebook stuff will vouch for that. So he's a cracking guy, and we're very privileged for him having on the podcast for the journey ahead.
Absolutely. A couple of wee things to run through, guys. As you all know, or you probably don't, but I'm just going to remind you all just now, we have currently got this man's boots for auction. This is his championship playoff winning boots that he wore when they beat... who did they beat, Ryan?
Barnsley
it was. I was going to say it was another team with a B, but it wasn't going to be Barnsley. I don't know who I was thinking actually in my head there. Baz will probably cane me for that, but I'll accept that. That's okay. It's my first night back. I've been on holiday, so you can let my baby that one. But
was that team played in the green?
Under RFC, made up United. But as you can see, guys, Baz is standing fantastically modelling these boots for us, and here they are as well, guys. They are signed with Baz's signature, and obviously a wee message of best wishes here. Now, they are on auction at the moment, guys, through the Unrestricted View page, and the auction currently sits at £350. So again, guys, anybody that wants to get in contact with us, please do so in any of our social media pages at all. It's Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. Ryan's got a couple of wee apps on his phone. I'm not allowed to say it right enough. It's before 10 o'clock, so definitely. But yeah, as I say, please get in contact with us if anybody wishes to put in their bid. The bidding will run for these guys up until transfer deadline day, midnight on the 31st of August. And you'll probably see as well, folks, on your wee running bar there that I've changed the message, and I done it a couple of moments ago. It's just to let you all know, guys, that the Celtic Unrestricted View has got some merchandise. So we've got some mugs. Here they are. So we've got the crest on one side, and on the other side, we have the Unrestricted View logo. These fantastic things are £5 each. Very, very cheap, considering there's a lot of detail. And the mugs are in vinyl. They've been printed in vinyl as well, guys, okay? So it's pretty nice. Francis Lester, I know you're watching. If you get in contact with me ASAP, I've still got your mug and your keyring sitting for you, mate. So I will get that to you. These are the keyrings, folks, as well. So we've got the Celtic Unrestricted View YouTube banner there, and also the double-sided logo on the other side as well. These are sitting at £1.50 just now. So if anybody wants to get in contact with us about them, please do. And we will, again, arrange that with you. Kevin Ferrier has put in the comments of £500. Is that you wanting to your genuine bid, Kevin?
If it's a genuine
if it's a genuine bid, mate, you are going to have to get in contact with us after we finish tonight. If it's not a genuine bid, mate, I'm going to slap your knuckles for you now and just say, don't be taking the mic with stuff like this, mate. Oh, it is his genuine bid. Okay, that's fine. So, Kevin, can you please message the page on any one of the social media platforms when we finish, mate, and we can get your details logged in. And thank you again, Kevin. If it's genuine, mate, again, thank you. So the bidding now is sitting at £500. And as I say, guys, this will run up until the 31st of the month. So again, I feel as if I need to sort of, I wish I could play it. I'm not going to sing it, but I'll just say it to you. In the words of D. Ream, in terms of Celtic and the results, things can only get better. Can only get better.
Thank you.
Well done, Alan. There's a new boy band on the way in Big Alan's the lead singer in them, apparently.
Aye,
Ryan's in Double Denim as well, so if anybody wants to, he's a...
I've heard the band's called No Direction.
Aye, the wrong direction.
Wrong Direction. If you want to see something else, mate, TIONC at 10:30.
Big Alan's going to invite us up for a 10:30 show, and apparently the dog jumps out of window for real this time, but there we go. That's a circus act that I've been working on for the last couple of weeks. But yes, again, it's been amazing, guys, being back on me. I feel as if it's been an absolute eternity. For me, it was a quick holiday. Probably didn't feel like that for you guys. I know you miss me.
Oh,
But again, top conversation tonight, top chat with you. It's all about opinions, because if we all thought the same thing, what a boring world we'd live in. Again, guys, thank you very much to everybody that's commented. I really do appreciate it. We really do appreciate it. I'm sorry I can't get everybody's comments up on screen when the guys are chatting. I like to let the guys get their points across. Stay tuned, guys. Also, there will be further announcements in terms of what's happening going forward with the podcast. There's some stuff happening in the not so distant future. So stay tuned. Check out the community section of the page. There will be updates in there regularly. And as I said, guys, if anybody else, again, thank you to Kevin. Kevin, that's fine if you don't do Facebook, mate. You can comment in the community section of the page. We'll sort something, mate. Don't worry about it. We can sort something. It's obviously the bidding will run up to the 31st of the month, mate. So we'll just hang fire at the moment. But again, we'll log your bid in, mate, and we will. If you comment in the community section of this channel, all you need to do is get into our YouTube channel, Kevin. Click on my wee icon, mate, and it'll take you in. You'll see the community. It's along one of the top bars. It'll be next to the playlists and live and videos, etc. There'll be a bit that says community. You can comment in there on even the last thing that was posted, mate, and we can go for there and we'll have a bit of dialogue with you in terms of what's happening, okay? And that goes for anybody else. Again, guys, anybody that wants to get in contact with the page, please reach out on any one of the platforms that you know we're on. That's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. And you can comment in our YouTube section. But the pleasure has been fulfilled tonight for me. Been back on with you guys. It will be my last night after the way the chat went tonight, I'm afraid. So it's been amazing. But
we'll get a wee signing and we'll be all the middle Wednesday. Cheer us up with it.
I had a wee bit of bleach to calm myself down.
There he is. There we go. Danny, I've missed you too, mate. Seriously, I really have. Missed that gammon steak part of the usual hit as well. Hopefully that's just a summer thing, because I don't really eat gammon steaks in the winter, mate. So, as I say, we'll need to come up with a new party for you coming the winter, coming to Christmas time. I'm saying that early now, thinking about Christmas. I can just picture you with double denim on, a bit of tinsel running about your ears and your ears and that, so that's going to be good.
Danny generally wants a gammon steak delivery. Danny, I'll come with double denim on and eat personally.
That's an offer we can't refuse. No one of his dog wants to jump out a window with that part.
I'll get one of these Frank boots or bow ties, right? That alone.
Big Fred out of Corrie. Listen, guys, again, thank you very much for everybody that's joined us, and I will see you again on Wednesday. A massive hail from me.
Hail.
Hail.
See you again, boys.
Good night.
Sleep tight.
Well, all right, lads. Guten Tag.